Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cabri Gordon, and today I'm here at the Cairo Building here on Georgia Southern University's campus, awaiting the arrival of Democratic nominee Stacey Abrams. Ms. Abrams will be here talking to our Georgia Southern students and community. So without further ado, let's go see what she has to say.
Leader Abrams, here at Georgia Southern we have a saying, GATA. I'll go ahead and say this, Leader Abrams.
Talk about it.
Get after the rations. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and help me welcome Leader Abrams.
They're not counting on full accounting, busting through those records and doing it again and again and again. We've got two ways to beat them. Number one, I need you to say vote early. You all started it yesterday, but we got to keep it up, because here's the thing. They're used to us showing up on day 1 or day 2.
That's right, that's right.
It's day 13 and day 14 where we start to get in trouble.
Come on.
It's day 16 and day 17 when we start to fall behind. And by election day, they're winning by inches, not by miles. But we got to stay hard and keep running hard and keep fighting hard and keep voting early, because we need to bank our votes so we can win this election. So everybody say vote early. I need you to vote early. I need you to get it done. I know you have a plan, that you do things the same way every time. Change it. Because life happens.
That's right.
A test you thought you studied for, you don't know as much as you thought you knew. I need you to volunteer harder than you ever have before. Knock on doors, make phone calls, reach out to folks who don't think you care about them. And make sure you talk about not why they should vote for you, but tell them why they should vote for themselves.
That's right.
Because I know every single one of us knows a Walter.
Come on.
We all know folks who are desperate for help, but don't know from whence their help can come.
Come on.
We all know folks who think that the solutions have already been done and that they just got left out.
So as the first African-American governor of Georgia and the first black woman to be governor in the history of the United States, it's a signal that the face of leadership is changing and expanding in our country. And that means more people will see that they have the power to lead their own lives, that they can thrive, and that we're knocking down more and more barriers to their access to power. I believe that every person who is a responsible gun owner who believes in the Second Amendment understands that safety begins with the owner of that weapon. And that is why I do not believe that there should be guns on our college campuses. I believe that gun safety is completely in line with the Second Amendment. As someone who knows how to shoot a shotgun, was taught by my great-grandmother, I've shot shotguns, I've fired an AR-15. I can tell you there's no reason for assault weapons in the state of Georgia. I believe that there should be universal background checks, that we need a 3-day waiting period because there's no such thing as emergency deer hunting. I know that domestic abusers and those who stalk should not have access to weapons. We need mental health supports for those who are challenged and troubled, and we need to have comprehensive gun safety legislation in the state of Georgia. That is how we protect our campuses, but as governor, I will do my best to repeal campus carry in the state of Georgia. I believe in the right for legal citizens to cast a ballot. The problem is legal citizens aren't being allowed to cast a ballot under his leadership. I do believe that students who graduate from our high schools should be able to go to our colleges. The federal constitution says they're allowed to go to our high schools. I'm simply saying that they should be allowed to go to our colleges. That's good for Georgia and it's good for America. Well, I've worked with Republicans for the last 10 years as state legislator, and then for the last 7 years as Democratic leader. Actually, I was in the legislature 12 years. So for 7 years as Democratic leader. I know that Republicans share my belief that we should expand Medicaid, because most of the hospitals that are shutting down are in their regions. They've known, however, that Governor Deal refused to expand it, and they've said they've kept silent. But I've talked to a lot of them. I know we can expand Medicaid. And when it comes to repealing campus carry, if you look at the vote, it was a very close vote when it passed. And I believe that if we bring it back up, enough folks are going to be elected this year to join those of good conscience who are already in the legislature, that we can get that done as well.
What does coming to this event tonight mean to you?
Oh, it's a great thing. I have been watching politics for so long now, and this is one of the best things that I've seen happen. I don't see how we could be happier.
And why should we as students vote for Stacey Abrams?
Oh, because she is going to help everyone, not only students. She has a lot of ideas that are just going to make Georgia a better place to live in if they're in Georgia. And I tell you what, make America a better place if the world can see even Georgia can do this.
I'm Francis Johnson. I'm running to be the next congressman from Georgia's 12th Congressional District. This is the home district of James Brown, the hardest working man in show business, and I'm the hardest working man in this midterm election.
We know the recipe for making this country great. It is the recipe that has knocked down barriers for so many people throughout the generations, that expanded the we and we the people. Let me hear you say it. Love, not hate, will make America great. Love, not hate, will make America great. Come on.
And what does this event tonight mean to you?
Well, of course, this is an opportunity to showcase one of Georgia's premier educational institutions, Georgia Southern University, the jewel of this district, to the next governor of the state of Georgia, Stacey Abrams, as well as other statewide candidates who are on campus today. It's an opportunity to encourage students to participate, to exercise their vote, which is their voice in this democracy.
Why should we students vote for Stacey Abrams?
Well, you should vote for Stacey because I personally know her. I've seen her integrity over the years. I've seen her willingness to compromise in the best interest of the common good. And I know that she's a fierce advocate for the values that we all hold so dear, and that is giving every Georgian an opportunity to not only survive, but to thrive, to make sure that Georgia takes its rightful place in this nation, and that no Georgian is ever left behind. And so vote for Stacey, and of course I encourage you to vote for Francis Johnson, because Stacey's going to need every bit of help she can in the Congress to get the things done that we need to get done for this state.
Well, thank you so much, sir. It's been a pleasure.
Good to be back on campus. Once an Eagle, always an Eagle. Go Georgia Southern.